Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Great for you joining us again today. We're making apple strudel, but not one which is just made with boiled puff pastry, one which is made from scratch with a texture like a filo pastry. So let's start with the dough. So we've got here 350 gram plain all-purpose flour. We've got 5 grams salt, 1 egg yolk, 15 gram oil, and 230 gram cold water. So let's put everything into the mixing bowl. We've got the water first, as always, so it doesn't stick to the bowl. The plain flour, salt, now we use the spatula, the 1 egg yolk, and the oil. The oil makes it all elastic and easy to stretch when we roll it out. Now let's put this into the mixer. We use the hook. Put it up and start on low speed. If you start on high speed, the flour flies. It's going to fly everywhere. Got to make a dough which is very elastic. So the only thing is now, when the dough is ready, we're going to put it in a bowl, in an oiled bowl, put cling film on it, and let it rest for half an hour. So let's increase the speed a bit. So now we just let it run until the dough comes loose from the bowl, and that will be enough. Now the dough is coming loose from the edge of the bowl, so now it's about time to take it out. Here we go. So use the spatula. Here we go. Oops. Now the dough is a little bit sticky, so we just flour the bench a little bit. Use the spatula and work it into a nice ball. So always using the spatula to take it off the bench, and you get a nice tension into the dough. And I just already oiled a bowl, put it in there, take some cling film so the dough doesn't dry out, and we let it sit like this for half an hour, just the flour to relax, and then we start rolling it out. So the dough has rested, and now it's quite pliable, so we're going to roll it out at the beginning, and then we just pull it and stretch it like a filo pastry. Okay. And a good old rolling pin. I always try to make sure when you roll anything out, doesn't matter what pastry it is, that you've got plenty of flour underneath. As soon as it starts sticking to the bottom, you're in trouble. Alright, so and we try to turn it into a rectangle. So now we can put the rolling pin away, and Put a bit more flour on the tablecloth so it won't stick when we are starting to roll it up. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the important part is when you're pulling the dough that you use the flat part of the fingers. So don't use your fingernails because then you make a hole straight away. So just go put your hand in and just pull it. You know, so it has to be thin so you can read the newspaper through it. Here we go. Put a couple of holes at the end, but that doesn't really matter. So now, perfect. So now what we've got is we have got hazelnuts. So what we do is on the whole length of the strudel, we only use a third. A third we put on the filling, then we roll it up to the end, and then the outside will be well and truly covered, so you won't have any holes when you lift it and put it onto the baking tray. All right. So put hazelnuts as a base. If you don't have enough hazelnuts, you can always use some, or if you're allergic to hazelnuts or any of the nuts, you can use breadcrumbs. So hazelnuts is not, you can substitute with almonds or any other nuts, but hazelnut is the original way to make a strudel. And then we use apples, small cut. I like to use quite soft apples because you can use Granny Smith's or if you want to use Red Delicious or whatever you have. The easiest way is use apples you have got at home which don't look so perfect, and instead of throwing them out or disposing of them, just turn them into a strudel. We used to eat strudel as a main course in Austria when I was young. Then I've got a mix of cinnamon and white sugar. So it's the same again. If you don't like cinnamon, just leave it out. You know, it's my mum. She hates the cinnamon, so she only uses sugar. So I love cinnamon, and I love it sweet, so I put a bit of extra sugar in it. I won't tell anyone. All right, and then a lot of people don't like sultanas. So what we do is cranberries instead of the sultanas. You get a bit of the sourness to it. It's beautiful and they're very good for you. Cranberries, high in antioxidants. Here we go. All right, and then we also put a little bit of sour cream in it. That makes it nice and moist in the middle. Just a few blobs everywhere. Sour cream is on, the cinnamon is on. We need a little bit of lemon to it because lemon is always good with fruit. Fruit and lemon, perfect match, lifts the flavors and takes a lot of the sweetness away in the same time. So yeah. Here we go. Just the zest of the lemon because that's what gives you the flavor. And then on top we put the rest of the hazelnut meal. Here we go. Done. So now what we have to do is we have to cut the edge of the pastry off. So use a little knife and go around the edge where the edge of the pastry is the thickest. You don't want the thick dough in your strudel. So basically what you do, just go around the table and just cut the edge off. Yeah? Now, the rolling up exciting part starts. So what we do, the first thing is we fold it over. It will come off. All right, so start rolling it up a bit. Yeah? And then we start folding it in a bit. Oops. Start folding it in. Okie dokie. And the same here. Fold it in. Fold it in. And then we just pull it back and roll it up. Here we go. There you go. And here you have one big apple strudel. Here you go. Okay, so now we put it on the tray. I put some baking paper down, and you just got to be careful but not timid to put it on. One, and then from the other side, we go in there, put it on, and put it around, and that's it. Okay, so the strudel is on the baking tray and on the paper. So now the final touch is we just brush it with butter. Gives it an extra nice crispy outside. All right. And after the butter, cinnamon sugar. So just cover it with cinnamon sugar. Beautiful. And that's it. Okay, it's time to put the strudel in the oven. The oven is at temperature 170 degrees, and let's put it in. It's for 1 hour, but we put the timer on 50 minutes. And after 50 minutes, we see if it's already cooked or not. Now, 50 minutes later, the timer has gone off, and the strudel is ready. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Just like back home in Austria. All right, let's let it cool down. Then we put some icing sugar on and we cut it up and we have a try. Okay, I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so the strudel has cooled down a bit. Let's give it a go. Kind of a nice piece from the middle. It's, oh. Yum. Yep. So you can serve whipped cream or vanilla sauce or custard or whatever you call it with it, but it's just as good with a nice coffee and just by itself. Hot. Beautiful. You can taste the hazelnuts, the lemon rind. Yeah, beautiful.